iOS 13 public beta. Should you go ahead and download it? Let's discuss. So this year, Apple did an amazing job on revamping these latest OSs. At the time making this video, iOS 13 and iPadOS was currently in its beta stage, and right now we are on public beta 5. So would now be a good time to actually go ahead and install this beta on your device? Let's go ahead and discuss about that, as I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys my overall experience with iOS 13 to help you decide and let you know if this is actually really stable right now at its current stage. So when I first installed iOS 13 on my iPhone 10, it was buggy, as expected. But during this time, during the early stages, it never really left me stranded where I had to use my backup phone. So far, it's made it this far just fine, so the risk was kind of worth it in some ways, using it day to day. So it said the official release for iOS 13 is going to be sometime in September, either the second or third week, what many analysts have been reporting. So we're about a little over a month now for the official release. But now, since we're on beta 5, I could definitely assure you that a lot of major bugs and issues that I was experiencing in the past have all been resolved. And this also includes iPadOS. I remember iPadOS was almost unusable at times, but now I'm actually able to use my device day to day just fine. So my number one favorite feature has to be the new dark mode. I have to actually applaud to Apple, because dark mode was something that we've been hearing and been requesting for the longest time, but Apple never delivered until now. But they didn't simply just give us this feature, they also gave us this cool wallpaper which adapts to light mode and dark mode. This changes the whole entire look of the phone, no matter what you're doing. Depending on the day, it's like you have a new device. I love especially enabling this whenever I'm in a dark environment and the screen's too bright, switch to the dark mode, and my eyes could read the screen just fine, making your eyeballs feel less stressful. Apple CarPlay also got significantly improved too, as it got a major overhaul. There's now a new homepage that displays all the important information all in one page. Music control, GPS, navigation, all that good stuff is right there. And in the settings tabs, Apple actually gave us new settings, and some of these are really amazing. Depending on the car, you could switch the background screen to be bright white or allow it to automatically adapt to the type of day it is. So it'll switch between, just like your phone, dark mode and light mode. Whenever you're listening to a playlist, audio file of some kind, like podcast or something like that, you now have the ability to include the album cover or remove the album cover and just allow the album cover to fade in the background. I really do like this look. Another big major change has to be the control center on our iPhone. Now when you bring it down and you actually hold down anywhere in this little square, you have more options. I love doing this because there are certain times where I have to quickly connect to the correct Wi-Fi. I can simply just hold down right here, select the correct Wi-Fi, eliminating the time that would take to go into your settings app or close the app to go into your settings app and having to manually tap on it like so. You can also do this with Bluetooth, and if you're on a cellular device like an iPhone again, you could also quickly enable or disable your personal hotspot right here. So whenever you're traveling with your iPad, you can simply just do that and provide internet to your devices. And then when it comes to multitasking, open up your app switcher. There's never been an issue here. Everything works really flawless. But a real killer feature that I really do like that sold me in switching and risking it all to install iOS 13 is the quick Face ID unlock. This enhancement changes everything. I also like that you're able to also enable a haptic feedback. This way you can actually feel that your phone unlocks. It gives you a little vibration when your phone finally gets unlocked. But I like this increased speed of Face ID. Face ID is said to be 30% quicker and faster, which definitely does feel like it. Whenever I make an Apple Pay transaction, this feels really fluid. I no longer have to do that awkward pause that it feels like I used to have to do in order to get my credit cards to pay. And if you're somebody who uses Apple Music or you just download a lot of personal songs on your device, the new UI look, the music app looks phenomenal. It's like Apple took a bunch of inspiration stuff from Spotify and put all the good stuff on the app itself. You also got lyrics which fade away when the song is playing. It gives it a nice look if you ever have your phone on a counter just playing music. The icons are much bigger than ever before. They're easy to press. Apple did some really good stuff. The reminder app was another thing that got revamped. I actually find myself using the reminder app a lot more than I ever have. I like the new colors. Everything is easy to navigate and organize. But something big that's also available on iPadOS is now we actually have a file manager app. Before we didn't, and we never had this. The only way you could get this is by jailbreaking your device or having to manually plug it into your computer. If there's a certain file you want to manually delete or add, it was very challenging before to perform. But now, just like a computer, we now finally have the ability to manage our files. And I really do like this iPadOS. And if you're thinking about installing it right now, I mean, like right now, at first I had the beta installed on my iPad. My device was almost unusable. There was so many bugs, it was ridiculous, but now almost everything is fixed. I do like this new homepage where it now gives you the widget on the side. So if you're somebody like me who relies on the Apple Pencil, the one with the lightning port adapter, now you can actually visually see the battery life percentage right there. So you're not going to be left stranded whenever you're typing in or writing on something and then it tells you, oh, you have 5% left. Now you can actually visually see it, so you have a better peace of mind to when to appropriately charge your Apple Pencil. You can still customize it however you like. Slide over is another new feature that got innovated on iPadOS. What this allows you to do, place like mobile-sized applications on the side of the screen like so. You can keep adding them like this, and then you can shuffle between them. This definitely increased my productivity because now I could easily copy and paste certain applications from one app to the other. And it's really quick and there's really no issues whatsoever. Even on this older iPad, this is the 10.5 iPad Pro, it's still powerful enough to handle everything without having any issues. Of course, it's still an iPad Pro, it's still powerful, but it's really fluid. It's as if it's fully optimized for even the older iPads. And if your device does support iPadOS, doesn't matter what iPad it is, as long as it supports it, you can actually connect a wireless Bluetooth mouse to your iPad now. This can be a huge pro to the right user, especially to those that actually use an iPad instead of like a laptop. I know many users are really appreciating this new feature. Another new innovation that's really shocking and unbelievable that Apple was able to pull off is now, it doesn't matter if you're on iOS or iPadOS, but you now have full console controller support. For example, like you can actually connect your Xbox One controller or a PS4 controller on both of these devices, which makes mobile gaming more convenient than ever before. Because a big issue that I usually had against mobile gaming is that I had to be hands-on, so my hands were always going to be blocking part of the screen. Playing it with an actual controller, I mean, this is amazing. This is like basically a portable console. And you could get creative and use the PlayStation Play Anywhere application. This way you can actually use your Xbox One controller to play on your PS4. I've done a video how I was able to do this. You could reference that video on the top of the iCard to watch it later. Swift keyboard is also another thing that's now supported on iOS devices, where you can actually like go across the keyboard like so to type in certain words. I don't really find myself using this as often as I thought I would, but it's still really convenient. It's a cool trick, especially if you're somebody who's coming from Android and you're switching to an iOS device. You're gonna feel like at home. But on the iPad, you can actually make this keyboard smaller, like the same size as the keyboard like on your iPhone. If you're used to that smaller size keyboard, you could actually adjust it to that size if you want to now. So all in all, if you would ask me if now would be a good time to hop on that public beta, from my experience with the last few beta updates, I mean, it's just been positive. The early stage, I mean, there was a bunch of bugs here and there, but that's expected, especially on the early betas. But now on beta 5 or newer, I mean, like, all the major issues that was causing the device to be very unusable, unresponsive, this all got resolved. So now I think it's actually a great time to hop on this beta if you feel like it's worth risking, because it's still not guaranteed, but it's worth that risk to unlock these new features. Just quick heads up, do not do this on your Apple Watch. Do not download watchOS 6, because as soon as you download on that, there's no way to reverse it. On iPads and iPhones, you can always factory restore it in case something bad happens. There's millions of videos out there, so there's a lot of information out there in case you have to do something like that. But always back up your device just in case. You never know what would happen. But as it is right now, I've been dailying iOS 13 just fine on my devices, and I have no regrets. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys found this video informative, useful, greatly appreciate it if you can actually leave this video a like. Those help me out a lot. And while you're down there, also hit that subscribe button, especially if you enjoy topics like this. But my name's Eddie. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one.